Is that now? Can you hear me, Nirel? I've been talking for 3 minutes. Please tell me. Now, somebody tell me if you can hear now. Lord. Please. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear? Now we can hear. Okay, great. That's perfect. Well, the opening bell just rang. So let me start all over. I was talking for 3 full minutes, y'all. Thank you, Nirel, because I would have went on. That would have went on all night long. Hello, my name is Sandra, and welcome to my channel From Lack to Legacy. On this channel, we're all things money, investing, and mindset, particularly how to go from a scarcity mindset to a mindset of abundance. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, please stay. I'm so glad you all are here tonight. Oh my God. Nirel, had you not said anything, girl, I didn't even know. I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm like, what? I did my best intro. What? But tonight, you guys aren't going to see me, number one, because I'm trading in my pajamas. So hopefully everybody is up this morning, having a great day. Hey, Yvette. Hey, let's see who's here. Nirel and Dee. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, sister. I'm glad you guys are all here. If there's something that you guys want me to look at in particular, just drop it in the chat. Okay, I'm checking my phone. PJ Traders in the house. Yes. That's the beautiful thing about this whole situation. Because you can do it from anywhere. You can do it in your pajamas and still make money. Okay, Marilyn, I'm checking my phone now. Let's see. Okay. So is anybody paper trading tonight? I just want to know. Okay, you can hear me. Great. Marilyn, I got my phone by me in case anything goes wrong. In case you need to hit me up. Everybody knows Marilyn is the moderator extraordinaire. That's my sister, man. She keeps me together. I'm surprised she didn't call me this evening. Y'all, I was over here asleep. Seriously. You know how you say, I'm going to close my eyes for just a minute. Well, that's what I did. And only the Holy Spirit woke me up. Hey, Thundercat. Welcome, 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 everybody. Hopefully, I don't know if anybody is paper trading. Hey, Yvette is paper trading. If there's something that you all want me to look at in particular, please drop it in the chat. Hold tight 1 second, you guys. Let me see. I gotta find something. I gotta stop sharing this screen for just a second. Hold tight. I need to look at something. Let's see what we're doing. Okay, so this is gonna be an issue because I'm trading out of my live account. And I need to be able to look at this money for real, in real time. So maybe not ideal, but this is what we're working with for tonight, you guys. So please drop me something in the chat. Let me know you're here. Let me know if you're live trading, if you're paper trading, if you're trading real money, paper money, fake money, whatever it is you're doing, please let me know. And I just need to check. I'm going to add myself back into the stream in just a second. I just want to see where this money is for real, for real. So hopefully you all can still hear me, even if I take the picture out. I'm going to have to find something else to put up there in the meantime. Let me see. And you know, it's been a minute since I've done this, so let me share my screen. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, okay, this is what we needed to do. I'm going to move this to the 2-minute because I do like to watch when I'm day trading like this. I like to watch on the 2-minute. And so what we see is this red line here. I laid Fibonacci's retracement down. And we see this is one of our fib lines, which could, for me anyway, acts almost like support and resistance. And you can see this first candle came in. Second candle came in. These are 2-minute candles. Each candle that you see represents 2 minutes of price action. And so we did get below this price level. And now we got this big green candle coming in. So generally, first thing in the morning, I don't jump in unless it's something a clear trend going on because you got all this kind of movement, especially with Nvidia. I don't fool with Nvidia like that first thing in the morning. I let it settle down. I do a whole bunch of stuff. I check my market watch. Let's see what's happening over here. You can see it's overwhelmingly red. Got some green coming in here. So we'll see. I'm going to let it settle down and see what happens. I'm hoping that the price goes down and stays underneath this, but we'll see. So let me see what's happening over here. Hey, Katrina. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Shauna B. Good morning, Latasha. Hey, I'm so glad y'all are here. I am so glad. It does my heart good to see Black women talking about money, talking about learning how to manage money, how to make money, make money. All of that stuff makes me happy. That's the truth. Anybody live trading? Anybody trading with real money tonight? Because, you might want to focus. Like me, I'm trying to stay focused. But I do want to peek over at Ford. I do want to look at, y'all know I'm always got my eye. You can see on my watch list. I always have Palantir on my list, VTI. Those are stocks that I actually do own, just full disclosure. Oh, and let me get this out the way, just in case you are new, because you'd have to be new not to know this. I am not I'm not in any way a money guru or tax professional, or I'm none of that. What I am and what you kind of stumbled into is a year ago, about a year, maybe a year, about a year ago, I took a class for trading options. And once I got in the class and saw that this was really a viable way to make money, I just set out to share with everybody my passion. Because once I started taking classes and really digging into, financial literacy, becoming a better investor, it just lit a fire under me. It's something I've always wanted to do, but because I was working and in the rat race like everybody else, I never really had time to devote to looking at my finances, looking at my investments and really taking charge. I never really felt confident enough to take total control. But once I started taking classes, I'm telling you, I was like, oh my God, if I can do this, anybody can do this. And being a retired teacher, it was like, wait a minute. Not only can I do this, but I can show somebody else how to do this. And so I am just the host of a wonderful, wonderful learning community. I do not need to see this big old green candle coming in here, y'all. That is not what I want to see. I want to see red candles. I want to see this price going down. I want to see this price under 419. But so yeah, that's what happened. I started trading. I've made some money, and when I realized, I was like, whoa, this could really help some of my sisters. So many of us are either working jobs that we may not be 100% satisfied with, or we've got some other aspirations. So yeah, I'm hoping that you can find something in here for you, whether you want to be a long-term investor, which we do that. We talk about long-term investments. If you want to be a trader, whether you want to trade stocks or options. One thing I've always said is once you learn this skill, once you learn how to read a stock chart, once you learn how to, master technical analysis and fundamental analysis, you can trade anything. I don't care if anybody trades options. I don't have a stake in it one way or the other. I just say learn the skill because you don't have to trade options. You can trade stock. You can trade forex, futures, anything, crypto. As long as you can read a stock chart, as long as you can read those candlesticks, you in there. And if you can really work on the craft, that's what I'm a proponent of. I'm not even a fan of you like rushing to the market to throw real money in the market. I'm a student of the game, and I want you, I want everybody to be well informed, and let's go make some money for real, because it could definitely be done. Let's see who else is here. Hey, C Temp. If yeah, am I? Oh, hey, Brenda. All my peeps are here. Hey, ladies, y'all. If you're trading or if you traded something this week, please drop it in the chat and let me know, what you guys are trading. Y'all know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Nvidia. Um, and I think I'm probably going to sell. I had a put. If it keeps playing around this support, I may just sell and try to get back in. I don't know. I've got a few days left on this contract, but let me show you what Nvidia's been doing. Can you all see this? See what I'm doing? Look at this. You see this range trading? It's been in this range. Let me put it on 5 minutes. See 5-minute candles. Can you guys see that? Look at this. Well, this did a whole little drop down in this day. And then it traded right in this range. One day, it stayed right in between these two levels. It stayed here. Then we start playing in between these two levels. And I'm curious to see if it gets down underneath that 419.48. So that's what I'm looking to see. And it's just been hovering right around this support. Y'all see how those candlesticks look like they're just sitting right on this price level? As long as they are above this, this would be considered support. The minute they cross under and they're starting, once that candle closes and one closes completely and then opens underneath here, this would become resistance. So the same price level at one point can be support. At another point, it can be resistance. So let me see if I can find a place where it was resistance. You could say this here. You see how it tested until it finally broke through, but it's still been having trouble right around this. You can see it was support here. Got close and tested it. As long as those candles are above this price level and testing, this is support. But when they are underneath, I'm trying to find a place where look, this is resistance. This same price level can also be resistance. Right here, bam, tried to break through, couldn't get through. So this same price level, you'll find that many times. Sometimes a price level will be support, and at other times, that same price level can act as resistance. So now it's support because we've got these candles that are kind of playing around 419.48, 420, and it just, it's kind of trading in this little range. So if I do it again, I'm gonna move this so you can see. So the range between 426 and 420. So she's been playing in this range for the last, maybe say a last day or so. So yesterday, she stayed right between these two price levels. Can you guys see that? Finally broke down, got held up by this 200-day, bounced off of rejected off of the 200-day, went back up and still just played right around there. Overnight, I need to get rid of that. Overnight, price went up, but still trading right in this same little range. Yep. So I'm looking at everything. Here is our TTM. You can see clearly in a downward trend. You can see our MACD. We had our little crossover right here. Prices going down. These are wide apart like that and pointing down. Look at the RSI. It's down near our 30 value, meaning that the stock price is oversold. So we bounced off of it, came up a little bit and back down. So I'm going to be watching. Anytime your RSI is under 50, that would be considered bearish. And so, yeah, right now our RSI is right hovering right around 31. Anytime your RSI is above 50, that's considered bullish territory or bullish price action. So yeah, I'm telling you, these Fibonacci's retracement, these price levels are the truth. Look at how that price is just sitting there. I'm telling you. So I'm not sure if anybody, does everybody know how to put Fibonacci's on your chart? I use it in place of, I'm telling you, when I'm being lazy and I don't want to plot support and resistance, then I'll do this Fibonacci's. Let me see if I can show you where I drew mine. I wonder if it's on the 2 minute, where I drew my, yeah. So here on my 2 minute chart, I dropped a support, a line, a price level. And it coordinate almost perfectly with this Fibonacci's price level too. So if you like to put in your own support and resistance, that's fine. But I'm telling you, in a pinch, drop a fib, it'll work. It'll work. It'll work. So we're going to just sit here and watch this for a bit. And let me check with the chat and see what's happening. Who is that? C-Temp. I've been selling credit spreads on QQQ, playing it very safe this week. Yeah, you're going to have to talk to us, C-Temp, about selling credit spreads. I want to say at one time, C-Bar, somebody else was trying that. I think they might have done a class. I can't remember. Would you be willing to share with us like your thinking and your strategy for selling credit spread, C-Temp? That would be wonderful if you could do that. Because I know, does it involve buying a call and a put at the same time? Because y'all, sometimes I'll do that with, especially with NVIDIA. I'm sorry. Y'all, I will buy a call and a put because the truth is all she's gonna do is run up and down this whole thing. She's gonna run up and down these two price levels, and generally I'll catch it. That's what happened. I had a call and a put. I sold my calls because I made my price go. It ran up to 425, and once it hit 425, let me show you. 426 was a price level, and I'll show you. Yesterday it hit 425. Let's see, right around 424.50, but no, it got way up there. Yeah, right here it got up to almost 425. And I think that's when I sold my calls. And the reason I sold it was because I saw that this resistance was right here. I knew at 426 she might run into some trouble. So I got in, I had a call, it ran up, it consolidated a little. And once I waited, I held out, I waited. And once it hit this point, I sold my call because this resistance was here. And sure enough, as it got close, it rejected off of this resistance and came on back down. And so that's all this stock has been doing. Look at it all day yesterday. It was at the bottom to the top, came to the bottom, ran up a little, back down. Is that my sister? Let's see. Yvette has a question. Okay. I'm looking at the chat. So at any rate, y'all, that's why sometimes I will buy a call and a put in the same day, particularly if I'm trading NVIDIA. Because look at it. That's all it did was trade all day yesterday. It stayed in this between these two price levels. So, yep. I'm hoping today, that's overnight. That gray area is what happened after market. And this is where we are today. Look at that, y'all. So true. True, true, true. So as these candles are underneath here, bumping their head, this price level becomes the resistance. So let me see who had a question. Yeah, so that's what it is. Yeah, where you buy a call and a put, and then you have to tell us more. I don't want to say too much. My paper is real to me. Wait a minute, Marilyn. You said who had a question? I'm looking. Yvette. Okay, where's your question? I don't see it. Hold tight. Do you ever trade TQQQ? No, I don't trade TQQ or SQQQ, but I should. But I stopped trading QQQ. I started trading Nvidia only. You know, I'm a one-trick pony. At one time when I was trading QQQ, that was all I traded, and that's really what I learned on. To be honest with y'all, I learned on QQQ. And if I'm not mistaken, I know SQQQ is the inverse. So if QQQ is going up in an upward trend, then if I'm not mistaken, SQQQ would be more than likely doing the opposite. You have to tell me, Yvette, about TQQQ because I stopped trading QQQ. Ooh, y'all, looky, cookie. Y'all see Nvidia shimmying down? The next price level is like 406. I'm just going to close this up so you can see the next price level. You see the next one is 407 98. So we don't guess and we don't do any predicting. We just watch. But I would be curious to see, like what happens if this is going to now, since we've crossed under with this candle on this 2 minute. I'm going to look at it on the 5 in a minute. I wouldn't be surprised if we watch Nvidia either trade down and try to seek that 407 price level, or if, we'll see what the big boys do. Maybe they don't want price to drop that low. But whatever, that's what I'm going to be looking for today, and that is what I want to happen. I want to see not QQQ. I want to see Nvidia get down and retest that 407 because it hit that price level. Let me see. I'll show you. I want to say it was not this day, so it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before, if I'm not mistaken. It hit that price level early in the morning. Let me put it on 5 minutes and see. So I'm looking forward to retest that. Here it is. It hit 407. It hit that price level. Do y'all see this? I'm telling y'all. This stock, somebody just take a screenshot. Just take a screenshot of this. Look at this. Somebody look at this. Look at it trading right here in this range. Stayed in there. Now that big drop off, I think I got some of that. Look at this. This whole day traded right here in this price range. It traded right here. It stayed there for a few days, just like that. It tested that 407, could not go beneath. So I wouldn't be surprised if it tries to test 407 again, if it tries to retest that price level. I'll pull it in again so you can see. Let's see. Yeah, I just want to have it on the screen so you can see. So over the last week or so, Nvidia's been trading between this price range, 419 to 426, and it had been trading between 407 and 419. I'd like to see it retest. So we'll see. So we're clearly in a downward trend. All the signs are there. We've got our RSI value under 30. It's at 26 something. The only thing about when it gets low like that, you have seen it. It can stay there for a while, but it can't stay there forever. So generally, it'll pull back a little. So the RSI will come up a little, kind of get some breathing room if it's going to continue. And then it'll, go right back down to being oversold. So I'm just watching. These are just, like I say, these are the musings of an amateur trader. But I'm willing to share, all my mess ups so y'all don't mess up. Like Yvette, I meant to tell you, I meant to reach out to you. The unthinkable happened, y'all. When I tell you I fell asleep, and it wasn't bad because I still had my stop loss on, but I missed my exit because I took my stop limit off because I was watching the trade. And I told y'all this, I often take my stop limit off the top because sometimes it's on my chart and it's blocking my view. I don't like that little indicator. And so I did that. I took my stop limit off, y'all, and I fell asleep. I missed my exit. I want to say I might have missed it on that 425 when it hit there, because the second time it tried to retest that 426, it didn't get quite that high. I caught it the second time, but man, I was so mad at myself. But I was tired. I be sleepy, y'all. This is, you know, everybody knows I was a teacher for many years, y'all. Teachers go to bed at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock was my bedtime for a lifetime. So this up trading all night, I don't know. If anything sends me back to the Western Hemisphere, it's going to be this trading after dark, because it does not always go, it's not always smooth. It's not always pretty. Chris Sain said that too about SQQQ. That is that true that it usually trades opposite of QQQ? Somebody else in the chat who knows more than me, but that's what it looks like to me. That's been my experience. If QQQ is like shooting to the moon, then you'll see SQQQ taking a dive. If QQQ takes a dive, we can look at it though. Let's look at it and see. We don't have to speculate. Let's look at QQQ. QQQ. See what QQQ is doing. Okay. Okay, so QQQ is clearly in a downward trend. Somebody should have traded that one today. That's 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and she just set a new low. Let me see if she's going to keep hitting a low. I don't have any price levels on QQQ because I haven't traded it in a while. Okay, so QQQ is going down. I would expect to see SQQQ's price going up. So let's see what happens. Yeah, and you can see they look almost opposite. So I'm not sure. Let me look at TQQQ. Yvette, what do we need to know about TQQQ? Because I never traded TQQQ. Are those leveraged? I don't know. Oh, it looks like it mirrors QQ. It's mirroring QQQ, but these contracts I would imagine would be much more affordable. Somebody talk to me about TQQQ because I'm not familiar with it. SQQQ Pro Shares, Ultra Pro Short QQQ. Yes, seek daily investment results before fees and expenses that correspond with triple inverse. I think so. That must mean it's leveraged. TQQQ seems to trade the same as QQQ, and yes, it's leveraged. Okay, yeah, that's the difference. Okay, so TQQQ trades along, we would say parallel to QQQ, but SQQQ is the inverse. Now, I don't know if it's leveraged or not, and so somebody who trades, Marilyn, do we know? Can we find out if SQQQ is leveraged or not? And I know that they can make money pretty quickly. You also, and yes, TQQ contracts are cheaper. Yeah, let me look at those real quick. I want to just keep, I'm going to pull my, I want my watch list over here just so I can keep my eye out for NVIDIA 417. This is all good. Okay, so let's look at some contracts for TQQQ. Let's just say we were going to trade it. So let's say you like QQQ, but QQQ contracts can be pretty expensive. Let's look at, say, a 3-day contract for TQQQ. And in this case, I'm going to put it on my watch list, TQQQ. And TQQ's price is coming down. If we wanted to purchase puts, oh, heck yeah. These are way less. You could get a TQQ put for what? $100? What kind of sorcery is this? Yes. Seems higher than QQQ. Oh, yes, those contracts are considerably cheaper. That would be like and look at this. I like how tight that bid-ask spread is. That's a decent little delta. What? Okay, let's look at QQQ contracts so we can, just for comparison's sake, We'll look at the same 3 days, and let's look for a put at the money, just like we were looking over at the TQQ. That's a lot of contracts. Yeah, look at this. These are practically triple, if not more. These would be $345 a contract, as opposed to those TQQ contracts, which you could get into for $100. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Let me peek over here again, y'all. I got to keep my eye on NVIDIA because I do want to bail on this. You know, I don't want this to, if it looks like it's going to go back up above that 420, I want to get out of those contracts. As long as it's trading underneath here, it's okay. Thank you all for the TQQ. And yes, SQQ is 3 times leveraged inverse ETF that tracks the NASDAQ. Hey, how about this, y'all? We know what all these words mean. We know what inverse, we know what ETFs are. We know that they're leveraged. I'm telling y'all, it pays. It pays. The longer you play with this stuff and the more you hang around it, it might sound like Greek today, but eventually it all the pieces start to fall into place. Yvette, you're saying look at the volume on SQQQ or TQQQ? I'm going to look at the volume on TQQQ. Let's see. $2.5. I think that's in millions. Okay, let's look at QQQ. What happened to my QQQ? I got TQQ. Hold on, QQQ. Did I lose it? Okay, I want to look at the volume on QQQ too. Oh, okay. 1.2. Who knew? I'm telling you. The difference in volume for TQQQ and QQQQ. Yes. And the way you can tell, you guys, is on the side right here, you'll see these numbers. And if you run your price level right to the top, you'll see this is just about at 1.2. And I'm going to say that's million contracts. And let's look at, or people in the market. Let's look at TQQQ. Oh my gosh. It is almost double, if not more. The volume is double. And TQQ just made a low, a new low, 34.88. Wow, that's something to think about. I promise you all, I never traded anything but QQQQ. And people told me I knew about SQQQ. I knew that was the inverse, but I never traded TQQQ. I might have to look at that. I'd have to get back into it though. You know, I'd have to go through and plot the support and resistance and look at it and study it. It's been a while since I traded QQQ, so I would definitely not jump in without having plotted all my support and resistance and stuff. I've been fooling with NVIDIA lately. I don't know, once I get on a kick. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to pull my chart out for just a second. And I'm just going to, I think I might, I don't know, y'all. Let me look at this and see if I want to get rid of this contract because I don't want my attention torn. Hold on 1 second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. What else y'all trading? I just want to peek over here and see if this thing is making any money. I made $67. I should probably just take my little cell phone. Let me look and see. I don't know, because it still can't get above that. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna wait because it's still trading. This candlestick is still having trouble. These candles are having trouble getting above. Yeah, man, I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'll show y'all what I'm looking at and show you why I'm just gonna wait. Add to the, okay. So this is NVIDIA on the 2-minute, and you can see here that look at these candles. Bam. This green one tried to get above it, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. And it has some volume, still couldn't do it. This red, I'm telling y'all, that's a pretty strong price level. And we'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. NVIDIA, still, yeah, because NVIDIA, yeah, you got to have nerves of steel. You really do. Move the banner. You got to have nerves of steel. You got to have nerves of steel to fool with NVIDIA like that. And I'm going to take me, oh, I can't take me out. That's what it is. Let me see if I can find a way so that you all get more screen. And still, nope, that's not it. That's not it. Where's the one that we need? That's not it. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Now I got to figure out how, okay, here, this is what I'm looking for. That's the one, yes. So now you can get the full screen. Okay, you don't know, it's been so long since I did a live, Lord. I have to learn this thing all over again. Okay, so you can see she's trying to get above there. If it gets above and it starts to go back up to that 4, like it's going to go up to 426, then I will probably come out. But here we go. And listen, you all. So this is something that I was observing. We were talking about how else do you use support and resistance? You also use it as a way to help hedge when you are trying to decide to get in a trade or get out of trade. So if you were buying a call, you would want to buy it when this count, you know, like when the candle are sitting right above the support, because you know that price is going to have some trouble trying to, you know, break that support. If you were purchasing a call, you would want to purchase your call right underneath and close to this resistance level, because you know you can see how the price has been struggling to get above that price. And so you can kind of use your support and resistance like protection. It gives you, it's, you know, it's not going to save you or insulate you, but you do know that those, especially a strong price level, it will offer you that little bit of protection. And if price does break above it and just start off to the races, then you know to bail on that trade. If you've got a, you know, so if you were going to purchase a call, like looking at this, if I saw this candle close green above this, and then another green candle came in above this, that, and a third one started to come in and it's above this, man, I might consider getting into that trade because I know I've got this support here. So even if the trade turns against me, like, okay, those three, maybe it's a fake out, I know I don't have too far to go, you know, it won't just plummet to the ground. So that's one way you could look at why is support important. Support is kind of like your little extra hedge of protection. If you were buying a put, just like these candles, once they start closing underneath here, you can see price has trouble when it gets here. If you're wanting it to go down, you want to get as close to that resistance. You want to get in that trade as close to that resistance as possible, because now you've got this little ceiling protecting you from the price just ripping up to the top. Now, I'll be curious to see, because this is something, you know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, whatever. So yeah, start paying attention to your entry. You want to use everything that you can to give yourself the best chance to be successful. And so support and resistance can help you when you're entering. Of course, your TTM, your RSI, your MACD, all of those are going to help you decide too if it's a good time to get in the trade or get out of the trade. That was a hard concept for me to nail down, you guys. I remember them, you know, I can remember hearing it in class and I'm like, I still don't get it. But now I get it. I get too how one price level could act as support and then turn right around in that same price level, acts as resistance. So this is concerning to me. Now here comes this blue candle. We had this crossover. You see, we went all the way from the bottom to the top here. I would expect that after it gets up close, our RSI gets up close to this 70, it may hang out there for a little bit. But this is what I'm telling you about NVIDIA. It does this all day. It's going to run up. It's going to run down. And that's why NVIDIA is fun to trade, because you could get a call. She's going to give you that opportunity, that run up opportunity. And then you can also buy a put and make money on the down, because she generally is going to trade in that range. But don't take that too literally, because QQQ can do it. NVIDIA, I think QQQ is just as volatile as NVIDIA sometimes. All of them will snap your neck if you're not paying attention. I added a 1-minute chart above my watch list so it can be on the trade screen and still see the chart for entry and exit. Game changer for me. Oh, sister, you're going to have to explain that. I added a 1-minute chart above my watch list. I see. I got that. Wait a minute. So did you use this quick chart? And you did the quick chart on 1 minute? Say less, NVDA. Okay. Talk to me. I need all these little tricks. And did you do this on a 1-minute chart, Yvette? I want to make sure that I understand. And so you say you put it above here, above your watch list. I wouldn't care if it's above or below. But you did a 1 minute to help you with entries. Oh, that's interesting. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody look at this. So let me pull this down too, so we can see this other price level up here. And so maybe we'll get a chance to see NVIDIA do what she does, which is run up, run back down. And so when I pull out like this, you can actually see how it just kind of, this price level acts like a magnet. Price just been chilling right around this, in this little zone right here. You could draw a little rectangle box right here. 416 to 419, 420, this little $4 range. And so when it breaks out like that, if we get 3 or 4 green candles open and close, we know we're off to the races. We already know. We can look at all our other stuff, but look at your RSI. Look at how it's 68 something, so it's overbought. I'll be curious to see if we have a little pullback. Yeah, you see that? It'll bounce off of there. You get a little pullback, you'll get a little red candle maybe. Now either it'll come right back down, or hey, we'll see what happens. If we get a pullback, she gets a little breather, and then she continues up. So yes, that trading, I want to say, like, just doing it day in and day out, I'm getting so much better with my entry, because I have to justify my entry now. It used to be I would get excited and jump in. I would have looked at this, and in the early days, that big candle, man, come on, I would have been like, yep, it's time. No, it's not. That's too far away. When you start like right here, you don't want to enter unless something, the move just kicks off. You want to be careful about entering here, because you're going to run into this resistance at 426. So you don't want to enter this trade with a call at 423, 424, because really, how much potential, just things to consider. Definitely look at where you are in terms of where your support and resistance is when you're talking about entering a trade. You want to give yourself the best chance. So you want to use your support and resistance to your benefit, So yeah. Okay, so we weren't able to get up. Anything y'all want to talk about in particular tonight? Anybody got questions or something that you're working on? See, Tim, wasn't that, I'm telling y'all, it's those little things just like that. A woman, Yvette, where did you hear that or see that somewhere? Or did you just come up, it just makes sense. I don't know. I never thought of it. Add a 1 minute chart above the watch list. So I can be on the, it can be, you can be on the trade screen and still see the chart for entry and exit time. Game changer. Man, I'm gonna have to work that out because my that quick chart that I pulled up, it's not set up right. And I want it to be set up right. I want it to have full functionality. So I have to go in and set up my, let me see. I need to go in and set this chart up because I don't even see the time on this one. Let me move over. I don't even see, okay, here we go. So put this on the 1 minute. And 1 minute is fast for me. I might put it on the 2 minute, but I get what you're saying, and that does make perfect sense. I wonder, isn't there a way to move this up? Yvette, do you know a quick way to move your quick chart? Just pull it up to the top, or should I just, I don't know, I'll figure it out later. But there's the 1 minute or the 2 minute quick chart. Yeah, I'm gonna go through and set this up a little later so I can fill in my candles, change my volume to red and green, and add my indicators. I think you can add indicators on here too. Yes. Okay. So here with NVIDIA, now we are right above the green line is my 200-day moving average. So we got above the 200-day moving average, but it looks like now we are just kind of playing right around there. So I'm gonna be curious to see if we can stay above that 200-day. We'll see. We shall see, people. Anybody else got something that's working for you that you want to share with the group? I'm telling you, I literally keep that 1 minute chart clean because it's so little. Yeah, I agree. That's why I don't fool with it because I'm blind as a bat. It's just too small. Drag and drop or use the arrow button at the bottom. Thank you, sister. Okay. Drag and drop. I thought so. Yep. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to see if I can. I know there's a way you can just rearrange it easily, but I'll take my time because I think I'm going to start doing that. I think we could count that as a best practice. Having that 1 minute or 2 minute, whatever you're comfortable with for entry. That's a great tip. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Yvette, for that. Yvette, are you still trading? Are you trading every day, paper trading every day, practicing? I know I look at this stuff every day. I fell on it by mistake. That was a happy mistake. Like, who was that painter dude, the white guy that used to paint? So that's a happy mistake. That's a happy mistake. Yes, yes. I think it warrants that. That every day, man, just looking at it, talking about it, whether you watch a video, Bob Ross, yep. That's him with the fro. He had that little fuzzy fro. And for whatever reason, how do we all know him? I watched that. I never wanted to paint, never had any interest in painting. But that was just mesmerizing to me to watch him make something from nothing. Okay. So, Yvette, what are you paper trading tonight? That was a perm. No way. I thought he was just like a natural curly dude. I'm like, this dude has curly red. And was it red? Was he a redhead too? I just remember it being light. PBS specials. Oh my gosh. Okay. So again, watch this, y'all. I'm telling you, I think the more you interact with your chart, the more you just are in the environment of talking about money, it really helps it clarifies so much. Just to think a year ago, I couldn't have had this conversation with you all. I really couldn't have. I would have been like, what? I was fumbling just for the vocabulary. I feel really proud that we have stuck with it. Marilyn and I have been doing this together. It's been a whole year, hasn't it, Marilyn? It's coming up on a year. Yep. In November, it'll be 1 year. So yay, us. Y'all talk. I'm getting ready to make me some coffee, or I'm not gonna make it. It's 9:30. At 10 o'clock, y'all, I'm going to bed. Whatever this thing is. I need a big screen to see. Me too, Marilyn. That little bitty. How come I never even really use my quick chart? But I bet you I'm gonna start using my quick chart now. I'm gonna start using it now. I'm watching to trade on demand. QQQ. I love IWM. You got all my favorites. I don't fool with SPY too much because the contracts were so high. I never learned, I never really played with SPY. But IWM4, QQQ, those are all my favorites. I love IWM because, again, you get an ETF, you got a lot of volume, it moves, and the contracts are cheaper. But now that y'all turn me on to SQQQ and TQQQ, I may have to rethink this. But you all know I was reading that the leveraged ETFs, and I don't know if this is for trading or for long-term investing, but that they can be pretty volatile. I don't know how true that is. Somebody smarter than me in the chat, please let us know. Yes, at 10 o'clock, I'm going to bed, y'all. When I tell you literally I woke up, I'm talking about a sleep and a slumber. I was in a sleep and a slumber at 8:25. Only by the grace of God. I think that, God woke me up, y'all, because I was asleep. I was gone. I got this list from your lives. Yes, I'm telling you that IWM has paid me. I used to call that I want money. That's my I want money trade. Y'all know how I feel about Ford for beginners. Can't hurt yourself trading Ford. And QQQ is just, it does what it does. QQQ runs up and down too. I like it. It's stable. For me, it's one of those that could either be a long hold or you could trade it day in and day out. That's what I like about that. I like QQQ for that. You can short your own stock. QQQ's losing money. Now we have so many ways to what's the word I'm looking for? To mediate? No, that's not the word I'm looking for. To remediate? You know what I mean. There's so many ways that if we are in an investment and it isn't doing well, you don't have to just sit on the sidelines and be like, well, man, my stock is tanking. Your stock might be tanking. Mitigate. Thank you, ma'am. Whew, everybody needs good sisters like this. Yes, you can mitigate your losses. And we have so many ways now. Before, I can remember when I was only trading stocks, y'all, I loved it when price was going up, I was in there. When price was going down, I was like, yeah, this is for the birds. But now I don't even sweat it. I do not sweat it. Palantir's been bouncing up and down. I don't sweat it. It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because at any moment, I know I can get in, place a trade, wait, find, pick my mark, and make up some of that money, if not all of that loss. I can make it up. So, yes, we're learning to mitigate our losses. It's risk management, it's a part of managing your portfolio. And we could do that on our own. Nobody is going to be doing that for you. You can watch your own investments daily. Once you learn to trade, you can watch your own money. Nobody going to watch your money the way you watch it. I watch my own money. And here, okay, I'm gonna go and peek at, let me pull this down. Let's see. I'm gonna look at Market Watch. Just peek over here to see what's happening. It's looking like a pretty red day. Y'all, that's more than a pretty red day. That's a darn red. That's a bloody day. So I'm definitely gonna hang in here with my put. I only have one. I got one contract. Y'all know. I'm just I like to be in the game, but I'm not trying to be up at night worried about it. So I have one Nvidia contract, one put. The day looks pretty red, and I'm going to roll through my charts. I'm going to look at them over several time frames. And this is what I would normally do. Like if I'm trying to decide, am I going to stay in this trade or not? So why I'm not really concerned is because we are still hovering right around this 219. I'm not too far off of what I need. I need her to come down maybe 216, 217 for me to. I was up about 65 bucks. I'll take 100, but if I can't get more than that $65, I'll take that $65 and take my tail to bed. But if it starts getting up, toward the 426, that's when I would be concerned. As long as we hovering right around this, 422, the way Nvidia moves, I wouldn't be too worried. But what I would do in order to determine if I was going to stay in a trade is I wouldn't just stay on this 2-minute chart. I like to pull out. I particularly like to look at the 5-minute because I think I can see patterns better on the 5-minute. I can really get a sense of what this is doing. This is why I wouldn't enter a trade in the morning, especially when it's all wicky. You see all these wicks like this? That is nothing but they're in there battling. That's a bunch of indecision, a bunch of, again, right here between 418, 19, 20, 21, right here in this little box area. I would wait for the stock to decide. Like, is it going to be an up day or a down day? So I would pull out, look at my 5-minute chart. I don't see a prevailing pattern. So let me look back. I'm going to pull out to the 15-minute. And I'm just looking for patterns. I'm just looking to see, what's what. Look at that. And then on each chart, I'm also looking at all my indicators to see, where's my RSI? That's important. Is it bullish or bearish? Let me pull out to the 1 hour. And I do that all the way out to the day and the week because I want to know, like, what's been going on. So let me look at my hourly chart. And again, I think on the hourly is really clear to see too. Even in all the foolishness, can you see right here? Just right here in this little range. And what is it? That's 19. This little $7 range. That I'm gonna move this out the way so I can see. It hasn't been below 407 in plenty of days. It's been a while. So we'll see. Then I would pull out to look at my daily chart, and it might be helpful for you to take some of this stuff off, but I can see through it. I think I've looked at it, so much. Look at the last time she hit this 406 was back in August. It hit that, shot up to 502. That was that's almost $100 over from August 14th to August 24th in 10 days. And then she hit that 406 again here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it retested it at some point. So that's the daily chart. Then I'm going to look at my weekly chart. Each one of these candles represents 1 week of trading. And you can see we've been in this same little tight, well, I wouldn't call it exactly tight. because that is $100, but you can see. So yeah, multiple time frames. You have to have the smaller time frames are for your entry and exits, especially if you're day trading, scalping, you're gonna look at those smaller time frames. Scalping, that's really quick. You definitely are going to be looking at small time frames, your 1 minute, your 2 minute. I don't like to trade on the 1 minute. The 1 minute had you nervous, but it's good to see the 2 minute, your 5 minute, your 15 minute. And for your longers, like swing trades, you definitely, especially if you're holding your contracts over a few days, even a week, you definitely want to look way out to see what the trend is. And yeah, so we did that little bop up and we have been trading down for the last 1, 2, 3 weeks. We got right at this price level and we'll see. So then too, I also look at all of this. Like, what is the weekly chart telling me? Is it in a downward trend on the weekly chart? Where's the RSI on my weekly chart? It's still a little bearish on my weekly chart. Let me look at it on my daily chart. So I do that in the morning before I do anything. I pull all the way out every morning. I look at my weekly chart, the daily chart, just to get a feel for where the stock is. I look at the hourly chart just to kind of get, you know, I should take these fibs off. I know these price levels. Let me take this off so you can see. Remove drawings. Does that help? I know it's hard to see it. What else might help if I pull this up a little too so you can see this. So this is my daily chart. Yep, down all the way down to this price level, and it just kind of bounced right off of it. Did you see that, y'all? It came right to the price level. Oh, do yourself a favor. Study support and resistance. Learn to lay down Fibonacci's. It will help you. You'll know when to get in and when to get out. You know what you're looking for. And so we got to the price level, bounced up a little bit, and now we ran up against all these SMAs. Those can set your SMAs can operate as support and resistance too. So keep that in mind when they get close to those simple moving averages. You want to pay attention. Does price, cut right through it? Does price bounce? Does it reject off of it and go in the opposite direction? So support and resistance is important, but also your simple moving averages. They act as support and resistance too. So I would come, now I'm pulling back in from my daily chart. I don't really fool with the 30-minute. I don't know. I know people who do, but I don't. I usually go right to the 15-minute. And you can see, whoa, look at that. Now, look at that. Oh, shoot. Look how she got up there. So wait a minute, y'all. Now I need to see this. I need to see what's going to happen. Oh, I took my fibs off. Oh, shucks. Because if we get another candle that closes, I may have to move around, y'all. This is the 5-minute. Let me look at the 2-minute. But you see how quickly? Look at that. Okay, so I want to see what happens. We know there's a price level. I'll drop it real quick at 426. I want to see. Let me drop it. I want to see what happens. I'm going to put it at like 426.50. But look at the yeah, I'll put it at 426.50. Look at this red candle. It ran right up there. We know that it's a price level down at 416, was it? Or 419? It's 419. I'll put it here. Right around 419 and some change. And I'm just eyeballing this just from memory, but I know around 419 and some change. And then our other price level is way down at 407. So let's see if it does what we think. Trade right here in this little range, get up here to this price level. This now acts as resistance. Price is having a, it's slowing down a little bit. It didn't just cut straight through. Look how small that candle got. We had these big old powerful candles and it ran bumped right into this resistance. And here's this red candle. Price can do one or two things. Either it can reject off of this price level and come back down, or it could cut right through it. It could not respect it, but generally it'll respect those support and resistance, depending on, like, if it's a strong price level, one that if you plot it on your 2 minute, your 5 minute, your 15 minute, your hour, and you keep hitting the same price level, that's called confluence. It keeps hitting on all those different time frames. That's a really strong price level. 426, a pretty strong price level. I'm not surprised to see it kind of stall out there. So if you wanted to buy a put after you looked at all these other factors, you would want to use, do you all see now how this price level acts as resistance? If you were going to buy a put, this might be a better place to get in because you've got this protection right here, as opposed to maybe jumping in and purchasing a put here and price could shoot back up there. Then you have to eat that loss. You don't want that. You want to get as close to here as possible if you're going to buy a put. And if you're buying a call, you want to be above that, as close to it as possible, because you know that if price turns against you, it's going to at least give you a fighting chance. I hope that makes sense. I know I'm giving y'all my sleepy talk, but I hope that makes sense. Bye, C Temp. We'll see you soon. I'm sorry. Talk to you Wednesday. And look at that. I'm telling you, looky, cookie. Them support and resistance will save you every time. I did not know that, y'all. There was a time when I was trading, I didn't plot support and resistance. Man, the things I have done, the things. Okay. And look at it. Here we come. You all look at your, let me move this out the way so I can see. Look at your MACD. Look at the trend cooling. Look at the size of these candles. Look at the bodies, how small. And come on, watch it. If this thing runs right back down here, y'all, see, this is how you make money. A call going up from one price level to this price level. A put going down from this price level back down to this price level. That's why I don't panic too. I like trading NVIDIA for that very reason. NVIDIA's no stock is predictable, but NVIDIA trades a particular way. I tell you, it's a trader's dream. It's a dream. If the contracts weren't so expensive, that's the only thing about it. If these contracts weren't so expensive, it would really be, it would be even more attractive. So I'm not surprised here. And what I will be watching out for is that when this price starts to come back down, how does it respond to these SMAs? Is it going to bump off of these? That's the only thing about that. See, you see, this one is the blue one is my 9. The yellow is either my 13 or 20. I vacillate. Sometimes I'll do a 9-day or a 13-day. I mean, a 13-day or a 20-day. Oliver Velez trades with a 20-day. So I think at one point I moved my 9 to a 20-day, but it's still the same. It's an intermediate kind of price. You're watching it. 9 days is about a little more than a week. 20 days, a little more than 2 weeks. It's a nice intermediate. So I'm going to watch to see what does price do as it gets close to these. A lot of times, you all, I'm just watching. I think I'm a trading voyeur. Hey, Lisa. That's my buddy. That's our other trading sister. Well, Lisa is more of a long-term investor. Remember I told you Lisa was doing the $10 a day challenge. and dollar cost averaging into her picks, her stock picks. Lisa, do you trade a little, Lisa, or you used to trade? I hope this is making sense. I'm telling y'all, support and resistance is where it's at. You better learn it. You better get with it and learn how to plot Fibonacci's. Fibonacci's is so easy. I want to say that if it's an upward trend, you find the low and drop your plot there, and then go all the way up to the high, drop it, and it'll just unfold. We'll have to do a class on, we'll do a little refresher, but I promise you it's a 5-minute refresher. Yeah, I know. I remember we talked about that. I know you trade a little sometimes. And I think if your stock is in a downward trend and you want to plot your fib, you start at the high and then pivot low. So you drop at the highest. You can just pick a point maybe over the last week or two, and then find the low and stretch it out, drop it, and it'll unfold. So maybe Wednesday in our training, if in our session, if anybody wants to go over Fibonacci's, we'll do a real quick how to plot Fibonacci's too. And I'm telling you, if you learn to plot your own support and resistance and lay that Fibonacci's on top of it so many times, they are right there together. But look at this. I just like watching this. Look at this support. Bam. Still having trouble. Test, 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 test. Just testing it. But one thing about it, if it continues to test that support or test that resistance, eventually it'll break through. The more times it tests, like if it keeps bumping its head up against this 425, 426, I'm coming out of this trade, because eventually it will break through. I don't want to say that it gets weaker, that the support becomes weaker or the resistance becomes weaker, but yeah, at least in my experience, I've seen that where it'll test it. So it tested it here. It got close, tested it here. It's close here. If it keeps doing that, yeah, be on the lookout. Okay, don't let me forget. I'll put that on our list to go over how to plot Fibonacci's too. But yep, true to itself. True, true, true. And so y'all, that's what, does that make sense? If anybody's coming in late, we were talking about giving yourself the best chance to have a successful trade and using your support and resistance to help you when you're entering. That if you were to purchase a put, you want to be as close under that resistance as possible. You want to be right under there. You don't want to be like in the middle of this thing. And if you were buying a call, just like here, you would want to be as close to this support as possible, because what you want is, you don't want to, if the trade turns against you, you want to at least be able to catch a breath. You want it to stall out a little, just like here, like it keeps hitting here. So yeah, support and resistance and Fibonacci's key. A clutch, 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 clutch. Okay, so yes to fibs on Wednesday. Say less. We can open up with that. And there is a video, I think it might be I did the video support and resistance. It might be something in there about Fibonacci's. I don't know. But if not, okay, yeah, y'all. Okay, so now I'm watching this. Look at this price, 426.53. We're right there. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to pull this chart out for just a second. I'm about to go look at this money, because if it breaks above it and a candle, a confirmation candle, one or two close above it green, I'm definitely going to reconsider. So I'm looking at the money, y'all. 1 second. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, let me see what we're doing here. Yeah, I don't know. The only thing about it is I still have 3 days left on this contract, and I may wait. I may sit it out. Let me pull it back in so you can see. Yeah. And I'll tell you, let me add this back in. Okay. But do you all see this? Is this the little, this looks like an almost inverse bunny hop. I don't know what that is. We'll see. Okay, but we did get above. We got this little red candle above. As long as we playing right here, yeah, yeah, we'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. So that's one reason too why I think as a new trader for me, I don't do a lot of 0 day expiration. It adds to my anxiety. I usually, if I'm going to be, especially with something like Nvidia, I'll go ahead and pay for a 5 day, 7 day, whatever it is. I'll pay for it. And just because if the trade doesn't go my way, like I actually did sleep my exit. I slept the exit, y'all. So here I sit. We'll see. Okay, so now we do have one candle, this green candle above. I want to see how it closes. And when I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at the wicks because those wicks tell me that it's not as certain. When you have a candle, a body, and very little wicking, that's certainty. Those buyers, that's a certain uptrend. And look at this candle, no wicking. If this one closes with no wicking, yep, and another green one comes in with no wicking, that's saying something. Those candles without wicks are stronger than these candles. That makes sense. Look at these little bitty bodies and all that wick. They were in there fighting it out. They were duking it out. So check out the Candlestick Bible. It's in the Google Drive. All these little pieces, once you put them all together, I'm telling you, it unlocks it. It's no longer, it doesn't feel so mysterious. But y'all look at this. What's that? What's this? I don't know. This looks different from anything I'm used to seeing. Look at this swing up this way. Usually you see the bunny hop this way, a over hop. This is a scallop. I don't know what this is. That looks very different. So remember we talked about, look down at your RSI. It is over buyers. It's overbought and it's been up here a while. That's, it can't stay forever, but it can stay up there a while. So that's definitely indicating, bearish. But then when I look here, my TTM is saying, well, we don't know. We don't know. We got a little red here. I'm looking at the change in these colors in my MACD. Not bright green anymore. So, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Because just because it crossed above, that's okay. Again, your support and resistance, it's not exact. It's not, it's not exact. It's not an exact science. We're just saying that this is a area. And I should say that price, like a area, price levels, price area. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing came right back down from up here. So I always pay really close attention around support and resistance. I want to see what those candles look like. I want to see how they come in succession. Is it predominantly green? Is it, mixed in with some red? Is it a bunch of wicking? All those are indicators of what might be in store, how this thing might unfold. Let me see what's happening here in the chat. Yes, come on, Yvette, talking the talk. Yes, that red candle, I'm telling you. Because only a few things can happen once you get to this support and resistance. Either it's going to respect it, and by that I mean if it's underneath, it's going to stay underneath. It'll respect that price level, or it'll break through. And so we'll see. Look at this second red candle coming in. If we get another red candle close and they start to come back, we know it's rejecting off of that price level. It's saying, nope, We're not going above 426 today. We're not. You know, I'm addicted to them. If you took, I think I would be lost. But I know people who don't trade with either of those indicators. Some people trade off volume. They do all kind of things. I think I would be totally lost if I did not have. Yeah, man. No, I need to see that MACD and that TTM. I need to see them. I need to see my RSI too. I don't know that I'm not that good yet, but I do know I watched somebody. I'm trying to think who was it. I want to say it was a white guy. And he doesn't use any of those indicators. He uses volume and price action. Look at the candlesticks and where they are in relation. He may use like a VWAP. He uses, I know, and he uses volume. He don't use any indicator. So I guess it depends on, what your comfort level is. For me, like the baby trader I am, I'm trading with training wheels. I need all my stuff. I need my helmet. I need my bell. I need my knee pads. I don't want to get hurt out here. So look at that. Y'all see that? Look at it coming down. So yep, I use everything, Yvette. I'm still there. I have not gotten to the place where I could just trade on price action and volume. I wish I could. It's a goal. Those are trading goals. But for me, yeah, I need to see. All of it helps me. And then looking back over all the time frames helps me too. It helps me develop a picture of like the behavior of, of the equity of the stock. I don't know. And I'm trying to think the guy that does, well, everybody, I guess he has to have price levels. But yeah, I know plenty of people on the internet that don't use any indicators. They use volume, price action, and some kind of moving average. That, yeah, I like that the RSI though still for that entry, like when it's up there and it's been sitting like it's oversold. Or yeah, man, I need all of that. I'm sorry. I'm the kid that's gonna ride with the training wheels. I'm gonna ride with them training wheels. So you took your RSI off, huh? I changed the volume to blue so it could float in the background. Okay. I love looking at other folks' setups. I want to know what's working for you because some of it, while everything that works for you might not work for me, but some of it will, because I'm definitely stealing your 1 minute chart, that little mini. I'm gonna have a mini chart up, man. Say less. You don't have to tell me twice. And the TTM, I forgot who introduced us. I think C-Bar introduced us to the TTM because at first I wasn't using the TTM. I didn't learn with TTM squeeze. I learned with MACD, RSI, and volume. That's it. And SMAs. That's what I learned in class. But yeah, that TTM, I think that's what we need to do. We need to do a class on TTM because Yvette, you told me about the red dots at the bottom indicating that it's firing up. And I didn't know anything about that. I'm keeping it simple. I was doing the kindergarten colors, the size of the bars, the sequence of those colors. That's all I had. But everything on that TTM means something. The color of those little dots, those red dots at the bottom, the size of the bars, the color of the bars, all of that means something. Y'all watch this. I promise you, and I am getting off of here in about 7 minutes. But in 7 minutes, Nvidia might be right back down here to 420. It trades in this range. That's what I'm saying. It's a trader's dream. You can make money. If it hits that bottom, it's going to the top. And once it gets to that, if it respects that price level, it's coming right back down. She'll do that 2-3 times, if not more, in a day. So I can see all the chart time frames at once. I'm using the flexible grid. Girl, Yvette, What do you want to teach us? I'm telling you, you flexible grid. I don't know flexible grid. Can you show us flexible grid on Wednesday? I'll do Fibonacci's and support and resistance again because I just think that's important. Would you be willing to just talk us through your flexible grid? Will we see you? Yes, thank you. Because I don't know flexible grid. Wait a minute. You don't mean the thing with the 4. Where's that joint? You don't mean this, do you? Is that flexible grid? Oh, I don't even know what flexible grid is. Girl, you're going to have to do that for us because I don't even know what flexible grid is. Let me get myself back over here. Yvette, is flexible grid those multiples? That multiple grids up at the same time? Or is it something else? Let me get my head back in the game. I don't know. I know I lost my extra space over here. You can customize this so that you have a little extra space and you can watch those candles come in and it'll give you, you can determine how many, I forgot what they called it, how many frames you want that will give you that little extra space on this side. But yeah, look at this. And here's another move that you'll often see, and you all watch it for yourself. But you see how that 9 and that 13 are together? I've seen this so many times. When it's going and you've got your 50 underneath here, I can't even see my 200. My 200 and the 50, they running neck and neck. You'll see many times it'll go right from that 9 to 13 right down to that 50. It happens so many times. So to me, that's a move. That's a little move. The 9 to 13 to the 50, I did learn that in class. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this price went right down here and then got caught. Because remember, your SMAs can act as support and resistance too. And you've got these two running together. So that's extra, that is clearly right at 421, 421.63. I would be curious to see what happens if these come in red and they bounce and they get to here. My mind says, man, those two are running neck and neck, the 200 and the 50-day. It might have a little trouble there. It might slow down there. And let me go back. I'm going to look at Market Watch one more time. Okay, so we're not as red as we were, but look at everything over here on my watch list. Everything is red on my watch list. Let me see, is NVIDIA red? NVIDIA, the only thing on my watch list is not red, but it's only up by, less than about half of a percent. So I don't know. NVIDIA might be trying to fight today, but it's not looking, I don't know if the day's going to turn around, but for now, it's looking pretty bearish. The market's looking pretty bearish. Anybody follow the news today on the F? Was it anything happening on the calendar today? On the economic calendar? I didn't even look at it before. And that's another thing too, you guys, pay attention to the news. That's why I try to put that economic calendar up for the week. But if I don't put the economic calendar up on the community tab, you can always find it on Market Watch, on Market Watch's webpage. So I think it's marketwatch.com. But if you go to Market Watch, and about midway the page, it says economic calendar. You always want to know if the feds have a meeting. You want to know, what kind of reports are coming out, because all of that stuff can affect your trade. It allows multiple screens, but you can size them so the chart you like to watch is bigger. Okay, so sister, is it this? Where is that thing? It's over here somewhere. Customizable grid. I'm not about to fool with it. I'm gonna wait till you show us. And then why am I trying to reinvent the wheel? I'm gonna wait till you show us on Wednesday. So Wednesday, we already know some of the stuff that we're going to be going over. Wednesday, we'll go over Fibonacci's. We'll briefly, you can't talk about Fibonacci's without talking about support and resistance. We'll talk about flexible grid and anything else that you guys are learning. Please feel free to share with us in class. And then we can talk too about anybody else's research. I got some more research. I think I'm just about ready, you all, to start my ETF investments. I think I know what brokerage I'm going to use. I'll probably be buying mine on Fidelity. And I think I've narrowed it down to maybe 2 or 3 that I'm ready to, consider seriously. Dollar cost averaging into, but I just want to look at them to see where they are in the cycle. Because that another thing, being able to, look at your chart, you can see when is the best time for you to buy. Like if you know that it's in a downward trend and you want to buy low for your long holds, that's absolutely true for your long holds. You want to buy low. You want to buy them as low as possible. So you want to look at it. You want to look at that equity, look at the history of it. Where is it? Is it near the 52-week high? You don't want to buy high, especially if you think that the price is going to turn. So that's something else to consider. So that's where I am in the process. I've narrowed it down to maybe 3 or 4 that I think I'm really interested in. ETFs I'm interested in. I know what platform I'm going to use. I just need to kind of time when I'm gonna start that. And then you can't really time it, but you know what I mean. Since we reading charts and stuff and we doing all this fundamental and technical analysis, we might as well use it to our favor. Okay, so I am looking at my RSI. See, Yvette, I like my RSI. My RSI helps me determine, bullish, bearish. Is it up, down? That 50, once it crosses below that 50, that value of 50 on my RSI, that helps me too. So yeah, but you can't have too many things going on. You can get analysis paralysis because you got so much stuff going on. But y'all, it's been a pleasure hanging out with y'all. I gotta jump off too. I gotta go to bed. I am not checking my phone. I don't even know where my phone is, Marilyn. I don't even know where my phone is. It is 10 o'clock. Good night. I'm going to bed. I am going to bed, y'all. I've got 3 more days on this contract. I'm not going to sweat it. I'm going to see today, because it's so red, I'm going to see if it goes at least back down to this 419. As long as it don't shoot up, I'm still in the game. We'll see what happens. I love y'all. I so appreciate y'all. I so appreciate the support. I cannot believe we're doing this live. I cannot believe we have come this far, and I can't wait. If you know somebody who you think might be interested, share the new landing page with them. I'm going to put it here in the chat. It is from lacktolegacy.com/study sessions / and that will automatically add you to our list. And each week it'll automatically generate an invite for you. So I'll drop it right here in the chat, and I'm signing off from Lack Legacy. .com/study sessions / I think that's it. Yep, that's it. If you hit that, that'll sign you up All right, folks, I am out of here and I will talk to y'all Wednesday. See you soon. Bye, folks. Thank you, Marilyn. I so appreciate you. Bye, folks.